The Environmental Protection Agency, or the EPA, is taking steps today to address toxic chemical contamination.
And the move is meant to encourage transparency and accountability from producers. WRAL's climate change reporter Liz McLaughlin is in the nation's capital to explain why there is a growing concern around these chemicals.
Good afternoon. Many here in Washington today seeing the Environmental Protection Agency's announcement as an important step forward in addressing these so-called forever chemicals. The agency's proposal to label 2 of the most prevalent of these toxic chemicals used in thousands of household goods and prevalent in drinking water as hazardous substances. The move follows through on a Biden administration promise for the EPA to curb per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances known as PFAS chemicals. Manufacturers have used the chemicals to make coatings and products that repel water, oil, and heat. They leach into soil and drinking water, persist in the environment, and have been linked to health hazards, including cancer and reproductive problems. Today's EPA proposal would designate 2 of the most widely used of these chemicals, PFOA and PFOS, as hazardous under the 1980 Superfund law.
And that's a really big deal because it's going to give EPA new tools to hold those polluters accountable, to make sure that those polluters actually have to pay for the mess that they made, and it's going to jumpstart cleanups.
Melanie Benesh with the Environmental Working Group applauds the announcement.
These chemicals have been so widely used that we really do need to address them under almost every environmental statute that we have.
The American Chemistry Council, which represents major PFAS producers, including 3M, DuPont, and Chemours, called the EPA's proposal an expensive, ineffective, and unworkable means to achieve remediation for these chemicals. Others say the EPA's action isn't enough.
There are 12,000 of these PFAS chemicals. Only 2 of them are being added to the Superfund list. So there are thousands of other PFAS chemicals. We need to regulate them as a toxic family, as a class.
Today's announcement is a step toward regulation as research continues into just how dangerous these chemicals can be. In Washington, Liz McLaughlin, WRAL News.
Now, the EPA says it will publish the proposed rule in the Federal Register in the coming weeks, giving the public about 60 days to comment before the rule could be finalized.